So not only does this chapter have the author practically breaking the fourth wall, but we also get to see Kaiser with a man bun. Blue Lock fans are truly winning these days. What's going on, everyone? It's Animasu here as always with another weekly chapter review. We're going to be taking a look at Blue Lock's 241st chapter today, titled Takun and Nado. I'm sure you already know the vibes, but if you enjoy the content I push out and would like to support your local Blue Lock YouTuber, please make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, commenting on my videos, and even join the community Discord if that interests you. Channel members and Nitro boosters also get access to sneak peeks and other cool stuff, so I just figured I'd let y'all know that. Also, let me preface this video with saying that I'm very sick right now, so I'm sorry if I sound weird. As always, I hope you all have an amazing day, and please enjoy the video. Matches 7 and 8 of the new Egoist League are now set. Although Bastard Munich is setting out of this round of matches, sparks are still flying as the Egoists from the remaining 4 teams clash against one another. The main aces from each team are then shown along with a graphic for the matchup, starting with Bachira and Rin for the Barcha vs PXG match. Match 8 is obviously shown to be Manshine vs Ubers, however the person shown to represent Manshine is actually Shigiri. I'm thinking Manshine are going to lose 3-2 with Reo and Shigiri doing the scoring, however let me know what you guys think the scoreline will be. Some people don't think Nagi will continue to have his downfall arc and that he'll win against Barou, but I personally think that might be too soon. The chapter then cuts to the Germany Stratum's training field as the Bastard Munich players can be seen standing around the pitch. Due to them having no match scheduled for this week, they're finally the ones to be getting a break. Yoichi is then shown to be observing the matchup schedule on one of the Blue Lock tablets as he explains that they need to use this time wisely. With the match against PXG being not only their last match, but the new Egoist League's finale, it's really the last chance they get to show their worth. Igaguri is shown to be very off-put by this as Raichi then goes on to start his yapping. He points out that although his value happens to be lower than Hiyori's, he's totally not pissed at all. Hiyori even says that despite what he's saying, Raichi looks oddly satisfied with himself, with Corona even joking that he can't hide the fact that he's super hyped about the offer. Yukimiya then gets serious for a second as he tells Hiyori that his winning assist to Isagi was super dope. Our humble boy of course just says, kinda, to then explain that he finally dived into that Blue Lock mentality. With Isagi then being shown as he says this, Hiyori explains that he wants to produce the world's best striker, someone that he can play football alongside, who understands and can convert his passes. Then cracking a smile, Hiyori says that with this new mentality, he'll disregard any striker who's too stupid to understand his passes. Now I don't know about you guys, but the development of Hiyori's ego has been really interesting to me. He literally went from having absolutely no confidence in himself to now an Isagi level of sadistic. Anyways, Yukimiya even points out that he now sounds just like Itoshi Sai. Isagi and Corona also point out how sadistic Hiyori has now become, with even Raichi joining in, saying that Hiyori is now dead as a striker. Shrugging it off, however, Hiyori points out that at least he's not the one getting teased all over social media like Isagi apparently is. Here are some of the comments that people said online about him after their match against the Ubers. Isagi Yoichi is truly the future of Bastard Munich. Bastard Munich's best future frontline is Isagi Yoichi and Michael Kaiser in a 2-top formation. Even though they're still immature, constantly fighting and getting in one another's way, if those two manage to understand and sync up with each other, they could potentially become the most lethal striker duo in the world. Now let me know in your honest opinion. Do you guys think that Kaiser and Isagi might actually work together versus PXG? I'll be talking more about this in Wednesday's theory video, but I'm imagining that if they do, it will be like Isagi and Rin during the U20 match. Isagi, however, seems absolutely adamant that this will not happen, screaming out while crushing his bottle that there's no fucking way. His friends behind him all seem entertained by this little outburst, as it truly is funny how much he and Kaiser hate one another, despite being just alike. Raichi even begins to laugh out loud at him while saying that the people are right. Isagi and Kaiser do seem like buddies in his eyes. This causes Isagi to once again scream out about how disgusting that is, stating that he would rather die than to team up with Kaiser. It gets even worse for him though, because Hiyori points out that Kaisugi happens to be the trendiest topic in Blue Lock right now. Like I said in the spoiler overview, the author knows what you guys have been tweeting and up to, and so do I. Hiyori goes on to read even more tweets to taunt him, with one saying Isagi and Kaiser are the new Egoist League's best couple. Dear lord, our poor man Isagi is out here getting violated in today's chapter. Anyways, now that they're done tormenting Isagi, Corona actually says his goodbyes while leaving to go do some training. Raichi too says that he needs to level up himself and move some more, with Hiyori also stating that he wants to raise his value. They're all very aware that if you don't manage to finish in the top 23, then all of their hard work will have been for nothing. Now, although this is true for some of them, I believe that other people might end up taking offers from the teams that bid for them. With Yori then saying goodbye to Isagi while leaving with the rest, Isagi too is thinking about how there's only one match left. Mid-thought though, Igaguri actually walks up from behind him to ask if he can spare just one moment. Of course, being the homie he is, our main character tells him that it's no problem at all, asking what's up. While clenching his fist and looking very distraught though, Igaguri even stutters to get his words out. He explains that he hasn't even played in a match yet, and he still has a 0 evaluation. He begins to even tear up a little as he finally spits out his question for Isagi. What does he need to do to survive in the new Egoist League? This catches Isagi off guard immediately, and it's probably due to Igaguri being normally super calm and upbeat about everything. He's been encouraging and rooting for all of them every match, but yet he hasn't even touched the field himself so far. He then begins to freak out more and more, pointing out that if he can't even play in the next game, then his career might be completely finished. He's trying his absolute best to catch up to everyone and force his way into the lineup. However, everyone else is just improving so fast and getting these huge offers. He pleads and begs for Isagi to give him any kind of advice, even calling him the great Isagi Yoichi-sama. His friend then crosses his arms and takes just 1 second to think, to then say that he has absolutely no idea. Steam is even shown comedically coming from Isagi's head, as Igaguri screams back in response to if that's the best he could come up with, literally shaking Isagi back and forth while pleading him to think harder. He's told that there's simply no concrete response to even give him. Then looking up at him, however, Isagi asks once again, what is his reason for playing football? Igaguri clarifies that it's all to get out of taking over his family's temple, which seems to light a spark within Isagi's eyes. Igaguri then goes on to say that he understands his reason is inferior to everyone else's, as they all aim to be the best in the world, even stating that he might need to change his goals to be like them. Isn't your reason enough though? Isagi reassures him, however, that just like most people, he can only focus and pursue short-term goals that seem realistic to him. The worst thing that you can possibly do is compare your goals to others, because everyone should have their own unique desires in this world. Isagi explains though that whatever goal it may be, you have to go and pursue it to the absolute fullest, because that's the foundation of a healthy and unique ego. Igaguri's eyes are just lit up the whole time Isagi is speaking, in sharp contrast to just a few pages ago where he was nearly crying. Isagi is just that much of a homie, I guess. As he then fist bumps Igaguri, Isagi explains that not wanting to take over the temple is one hell of an ego. He tells his friend that he needs to grip it tight, be proud, and not lose hold of it. Igaguri is literally just standing there speechless for a second as he tries to get his words out, and that's exactly how you know that advice hit different. He then finally spits out if Isagi truly means what he's saying, then he now knows what to do. Isagi is a little confused because he hasn't even explained his suggestions regarding training and the actual important stuff, but I guess the monk is confident now in what to do. He then even gets sentimental for a second, explaining that when they first met during their tag game at the start of Blue Lock, he never thought Isagi would become a player worth 100 million yen. Now, however, while cracking a smile, Igaguri admits that he truly is amazing. Absolutely all around amazing. He even hates to say this considering they started just one position away from one another, but Isagi is definitely on the path to becoming the world's best player. He then jokes by asking if he wants some of his takuin for old time's sake, with Isagi saying not unless he wants to trade for some of the Nado. It's really wholesome to see the old Blue Lock boys getting back together and forming a team, because Isagi is taking over all of Bastard Munich now. Anyways, with the chapter then cutting to the Germany Stratum's Blue Lock Man training field, we actually get to see Michael Kaiser practicing for once. This man is literally beaming Kaiser impacts from the halfway line, as Lord knows he wants to dominate in this next match. He's most definitely training his ass off too, because we can see him drenched in sweat while huffing for air. Also here we can see Kaiser has his hair in a bun rather than his normal style, and I'm not gonna lie, it does look pretty clean. He's just standing there thinking in his head about how he only came to the new Egoist League to surpass Noah. Noah, however, has been crowned as the world's strongest forward, and Bastard Munich's first team is fully designed around him. Even Kaiser knew that this was 100% impossible. This is why Kaiser had this second plan in place, to use the NEL to secure a bigger offer for some other club to force his way out of Bastard Munich. As we obviously know from last chapter's bids, he's already achieved step 1 of this plan. He has a 320 million yen offer from La Real and could literally up and leave to play with Itoshi Sai. Swinging through with another shot in anger, however, Kaiser believes that he absolutely cannot just go home after losing to Isagi Yoichi. Watching from the door too, Alexis Ness is quietly observing Kaiser's training, while he himself thinks that whatever it may be, Kaiser can accomplish. As it then cuts to a flashback of the younger versions of them, Ness says that ever since that day, as he wallowed in a familiar sense of despair, Kaiser showed up and taught him that there's no such thing as impossible. It looks as though they have Bastion Munich's away kits on as well, with Kaiser's hair going all the way down to his back too. It also looks like he lacks the iconic rose and crown tattoo, so I wonder what the implications of that are. The outro text here says, "The ray of hope amidst all of the darkness, Kaiser and Ness's first interaction." A flashback to the start of their partnership. So yes, we will indeed finally be getting Kaiser and Ness's backstory, as even next chapter is titled, The Blue Rose and the Magician, Part 1. So not only are we getting it, the backstory will probably take up the next 2 chapters entirely. Make sure to let me know what you guys are expecting to see out of this, because obviously the author has something cooking up for us. Anyways, with that being the end of today's chapter overview, I just want to thank you all so much for tuning into the channel. I'm so sorry I sounded off today. I really am hoping that this clears up soon. If you enjoy the content I push out though and would like to support me, please make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, commenting on my videos, and even join the community Discord if that interests you. Like I said, Nitro Boosters and channel members actually get sneak peeks into the future stuff, so make sure to just keep that in mind. I hope you all continue to have an amazing day, and I hope to see you in the next video.